Hey, garden friends, welcome on back. We are going to talk my favorite vegetables to grow every single year. And yes, I've tried others and I come back to these, and um, I'll tell you why for many of them. So let's get rolling. All right, yes, my favorite vegetables. Sorry, I have a mosquito flying around in here. Yeah, many of these, I should say the majority of these, have the seeds come from Renee's Garden Seeds. Now, I bought these or started with these because we had a local garden, family-owned garden center, a nursery, and I would go there and they had the Renee's Garden Seeds on their racks. And so that's what I would purchase because that's what was available. And I loved them. Now I have tried others, and some I had bought from Botanical Interest because they had similar seeds. They were actually the same seeds, but they just called them a different name. And come to find out, the Renee's Garden Seeds, which were the same seeds, she had more in the package and it was a lower price. I don't know if that still holds true, but that was several years ago. Anyways, so my favorites. Now I don't think this is in alphabetical order, but we'll just go through them. Bush beans. I buy the bush beans because I didn't have room for climbers or the ones that run up. And I have found the classic Slenderette was just wonderful. They stay tender. They don't get tough as easy. And they're earlier to bear in the season. So it's disease resistant resistance to bean mosaic and curly top virus. So, and it was really reliable for me. Now an heirloom bush bean, which I love because you can see the pods, very easy to pick. Sometimes with the Slenderette, I wouldn't see them, so they got bigger than I wanted before I could harvest. And yeah, the Royalty Purple Pod are perfect, and they're delicious. They really stand out, the color of them, so you know when you can pick them. Makes it for easy picking. And they are productive in a wide range of climates and soil. Good flavor too. So one I want to try this year because I am thinking of growing a vegetable garden of compact plants on my back deck this summer. We'll see how that goes. Things can get in the way, but French muscat or muscote, I don't know how it's pronounced, but it is one perfect for patio pots and small space gardens. So that's one I'm going to try up on my deck. Oh, so cucumber. I have tried this cucumber. It's a bush slicer. It is very delicious and it stays very dwarf. So you don't need it to climb up something. But my favorite cucumber, I mean, it is very good. I've tried it. That is good. But my favorite is the Persian baby cucumbers, and they call them green fingers. What I love about them is you pick them smaller, kind of like the snacking cucumbers you get at Costco or other garden grocery stores, but they never have become bitter, even if they got bigger than the small size. But they just produce and produce and produce. And yeah, they just are really delicious, crisp. And yeah, you can make little, if you pick them small enough, you can make little baby dill pickles, refrigerator dill pickles. You don't have to slice them or anything. They're just really great. So lettuce, I love planting lettuce and growing it. Black-seeded Simpsons, one of my favorites. I buy that from whatever company has them because that's an old vintage variety. But the blush Batavians that they have at Renee's Garden Seeds, they're really good. Then this is a mix of 3 French Batavian lettuces, and they're sweet tasting. They have a tender but crisp texture. So they are great in both hot and cold weather. So that, and my friend who lives down in, it's called Vallecito, but down there it gets really, really hot. And this grows for her, reseeds for her. It comes up everywhere. She lets it come up where it wants, and has lettuce all the time. So that is great. So it's the Blush Batavians. It's been bred for the fresh market. So they are really good. So now the heirloom cutting lettuce is one that I have tried and love. Is called Flashy Trout Back, and it's got the spots on it. So this is an heirloom. And it says it's splashed with wine red against a bright green background. And they, yeah, you can tell right from the seedling stage that they're going to have those speckles, and I love it. And it's a delicious one too. So one that I tried that was a crisper lettuce was called Queen of Crunch. I have a video here where I planted lettuce in a metal tub to put out in the garden, and this grew very well in that, and it was really good, and it is very crisp. So yeah. So I want to try Sweet Baby Romaine. That's a container lettuce, and that's one of them I'm going to try up on my back deck. So yeah, those are those. So then there's the hanging basket snap peas called Snack Hero. So I thought those would be really cute in the hanging baskets, and you know, they have flowers on them that are cute. So the hanging basket snap peas called Snack Hero. So tall snap peas, the magnolia blossom, they have the beautiful purple blossoms. So you can grow them as an ornamental along with being able to eat them. The mild habanero chilies, orange and red suave. Now I planted these one year. I didn't have good germination with them, but I have very cool conditions. So I want to try those again because I love the flavor of habanero, but can't always take that extreme heat. I can take heat to a degree, but habaneros are pretty powerful. So I wanted to try some more. The early jalapeno. I've grown jalapenos. I can finally get some to come to fruition in September because, like I said, we have cooler conditions. But this one's an early one, so it is called Bubba. And I want to grow that one. Last year, did I grow that one last year? No, habanada. No, not. Oh, it's the jalapeno that doesn't have heat, and it was pretty good. It doesn't pickle well. For some reason, the flavor doesn't come through. So salad onions, Italian scallion. I grew those when I showed you how I grow like veggies in a window box, and that was one of them, and they are very, very good. So some more. Now, I've grown the little baby pumpkins. They've actually come out of my compost bin and grew in that. But this year I want to try Spooky. It says this is a pie pumpkin, and it's small to mid-size with a rich sweet flavor. So my grandfather grew the pumpkins, but my grandmother canned them, and yeah, that was so, so good. So I want to try the pie pumpkin. So my favorite zucchini is called, it's a Middle Eastern one, it's called Clarimore. And yeah, it's got the light green skin. I grow it every year. It's prized in Persian and Lebanese cuisine. I just love it. And it doesn't, the skin stays tender. It's disease resistant. It's early bearing. It's another plus for me. And it's reliable. So that was my favorite, one of my favorite. Now I love this one. This is the climbing summer squash called Trombetta di Albegno. I don't know exactly how it's pronounced. I'll put the name across. It used to be called Zucchetta when I first started growing it, and it is very vigorous. It'll climb along and cover a fence. So I planted along a fence. You don't want to have it climb on the ground. It'll take over, but what I love about it is when you cook it, it maintains its texture. It doesn't get mushy. It stays firm, and it has a flavor of artichokes. So it is really, really good. I love it. I also use it in my oven roasted marinara sauce. It gives it a richness. And you can also use it as a winter squash. If you leave it on the vine and let it mature until it has the golden skin, you can actually store it in your basement or wherever you store things like your winter squashes. So the beef steak tomato, big beef. I love a good beef steak tomato. I love the brandy wine, but they don't produce a lot. I tried Brandy Boy, which is a version of that. I don't think they have them at Renee's. I tried them from somewhere else. But they are supposed to have the flavor of the brandy wine, but produce more of them, more abundant. But the big beef. So it says, I love a good beef steak tomato. Now, I had grown one last year. It didn't do well. And it wasn't Renee's Garden Seed. I got it from somewhere else. But Come to find out, no one up here did well with their tomatoes for some reason. So I'm going to try it again. This one is full flavor, heavy yields, wide adaptability, truly superior disease resistant, 10 to 12 ounces each, no cracked top or fibrous interiors. So like many of the older beefsteak varieties. So yeah, it's a great slicer. So that's the one I want to try theirs. But my favorite cherry tomato is called Camp Joy. You've probably heard me talk about it before. It surpasses the flavor of Sun Gold. I know many swear by Sun Gold. But I've had friends that swore on Sun Gold, grew it every year. I gave them plants of Camp Joy to grow. They were won over. So I know I'm not the only one. But also the Camp Joy, instead of these little bitty cherry tomatoes, they're about the, I would say, not golf balls, like ping pong ball size, but they're perfect for making caprese salad with. You slice them in half and put them on salads. They're really good. They're great for the tomato cucumber salads you might want to make. Yeah, you put these with the Persian cucumbers and some of the green onions and a little mayonnaise and vinegar. Pure summer. So another sauce tomato, not another, I should say a sauce tomato I loved growing, and it did beautifully, was Castelluto Genovese. This has the most supreme tomato flavor, and I didn't have problems with blossom end rot. You know how the paste tomatoes or whatever can suffer from blossom end rot a lot? These do not. Now, another one I want to try on my back deck garden is Little Bites Cherry. It's a window box tomato, and it only gets 12 inches tall. So that should be fun to test and try. And I'll make sure I bring you along. Now, that's a list of most of my favorites. Did I say there were some other sugar snap peas? Oh, yeah, the sugar snap peas are the ones. I did buy some Dollar Tree seeds to try. I'll see how they compare. I had one viewer comment on her cherry tomatoes from Dollar Tree were spectacular, so I may try one of those. Another favorite of mine, but I don't always grow it myself because I usually can find it at the stores or at the nurseries, is Super Sweet 100. And that is another fantastic cherry tomato that I grow every year. I think I did grow them from seed last year, and I think I still have some seeds, and I probably will grow more of these. I can't start seeds till later in the season. It's pointless for me to start this early. This is only the first week of February, because then I have to nurture them in here or in the house all the way up till May or beyond. And because our last frost day is the end of May. So planting later is better, wiser for me, rather than starting super early, because, the longer they're in the pots, they don't maintain their health or robustness. So if I plant them later on, where it's like 6 to 8 weeks before I can put them out in the garden, that does much better for me. Some tomatoes I may try to start early, but we'll see how this spring goes. We've had a non-winter, so who knows? But those are my favorites. I said I would send them out to you or let you know about them. So I will see you in my next video, where we'll have more garden fun to talk about. All right.